How did you meet Brian and end up in a relationship from beginning to end? I'll start off with this. What was Brian like?
That's interesting you ask. Brian was a very decent person, kind of like somebody that I'd be looking for now if something like Brian were to show back up. He was very polite, very respectful, um, very hot. Don't care what you think, world. Um, I loved him very much, and he was the love of my life. I started trusting him, and he was good on the go. We did, you know.
Okay. How did you guys meet?
That's funny you ask because at the time I met Brian, I was homeless on the streets of Portland, Oregon, and he extended my hand, and I didn't know whether to trust him or not. So I guess I just took that chance and gave him my hand. And at the time, I had pneumonia, so he took me to the hospital and cared for me, and ended up getting into a relationship right after.
Okay. Did you guys do anything?
Oh yeah, a lot. He was an avid surfer. He went to the radio DJ. I was a disc jockey in the West Coast, so he would go to the job with me if he ain't working himself, which he was a fisherman out on the Columbia River in Washington, Oregon. And then we had a lovely house, and just everything was cool. And he was always making sure that the house stayed proper, and that he kept the bills, I kept the bills, and that we just unitized at the end of the day together.
Okay. What was your favorite thing to do together?
Our favorite thing to do together was go on to the beach. It's funny that I mentioned the beach too, because I was sitting at Hug Point, Oregon. Remember, and this is a reminisce, but I remember he and I holding hands slightly after the relationship, and two shooting stars fell over our heads and landed almost into the ocean, which I found that to be very romantic and very beautiful. And that's how I knew I was in love with that person.
And why are you guys apart now?
Sad you say it, but I got on the train because I found out my dad had some underlying conditions, which, I'm sorry that he has problems. But my fiance, I don't know what the problem was, but he took an overdose, and I'm not going to say of what. But he is no longer with me.
Where is Brian now?
He is in his coffin in Portland, Oregon. Sad to say it.
Hmm.
Cut it before I cry.